Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. And I'm back with part 4 of What If Deku had a fast learning quirk. And little recap, I'll keep it short. Basically, we went through the USJ and the hero versus villains whole like training thing that All Might had for his class. And Deku actually showed a little new power, a new quirk, per se, at the USJ with his Detroit Backlash Smash, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm sure all you guys knew what that quirk was. It was pretty obvious. I was making it pretty apparent. But yeah, so let's just get right into it. So after the USJ incident, they actually had a couple days off. So Deku felt like, oh, this is giving me some time. Maybe I can work on this new power that that just came out of basically the blue and out of him being in extreme danger. And he actually figures out that it's called Black Whip, and he basically can just use these whips, like black whips, like in the last part. And it gives him a couple like he takes like one day to train with it. He's trying to get a hold of it, but he can't seem to like fully grasp it. He feels that when he tries to use it with One For All, it kind of gives that imbalance where he can't really control his power as easily, but he seems to be somewhat getting a hang of it like pretty quickly. Realize that he needs to regulate his power just as much as he did when he first started using One For All. So basically, he's basically training, and he's wondering, like, if I have this quirk, I wonder if I have other quirks. Like, I have to have other quirks, right? Unless all the previous successors were quirkless. And Deku's basically thinking like that's probably not true. I'm sure they had quirks as well, so I wonder what their quirks were. So but the next day he basically just spends that day hanging out with Momo, and they basically just started talking about the power he showed during the USJ. And obviously he had to like dance around that idea of like, oh yeah, I have another quirk. So he was kind of dancing around it a little bit. He was kind of just like, yeah, I'm not sure, maybe it was just like my enhancement quirk just developing into like weapons or something maybe. And she was like, maybe that could have been definitely a reason why that would happen. And they basically just talked about what happened in the USJ and what creative things that Momo could do with her quirk, and they seem to be getting along pretty well. And they're getting pretty close. So then obviously the following day we're gonna have the UA Sports Festival. And just like in canon, we have the class representative go up to do the speech, but obviously Bakugo's not the one that got first place, and it was Deku. So they call up Deku, or Izuku Midoriya, or Midnight calls him up, and Bakugo in the background is like, oh, you damn nerd, freaking higher score than me. So then you gotta realize Deku's still, he has, it's not like he's some confident like dude, you know what I mean? He's still like that jittery, like, oh my god, like I'm nervous, like I can't. So he's up there and he's like I just want everybody to watch intently. And then he kind of like, slowly eases into it. He's like, I want everybody to watch intently, and while we give our all to the sports festival, and I want for you guys to realize that we are trying our best. And he basically and then he kind of says like, but I'm gonna do my best to win. And then then he walks off the podium like, oh my god, I just did that. His whole face is all red. And he walked back, and Momo and like and Bakugo, well, Momo was like, oh, like you did pretty good. And then Bakugo's like, damn nerd, I've gotta give a better speech than that. Because like Bakugo's just an eternal hater, let's be honest. But whatever, Bakugo's sick. Then obviously the first thing we have the obstacle course, and when they're lining up, Deku just immediately, his brain goes to work. Immediately. And he's looking at the front archway, and he goes, well, obviously, we can't all fit in there. So, if I was a betting person, somebody with one of the powerful quirks are going to try to, like, clog us all in there. So, I got to be ready for that. And then, and then President Mike tells them to go. And then they all run, and he realizes and sees Todoroki slightly just as fast. Or slightly behind him, realizing that he should hop into full cowling. So he goes into full cowling at 20% and just completely books it, bouncing off the walls, and makes sure that he's above everybody so he doesn't get stuck. And he looks behind him slightly, and he realizes, like, wow, I was right. They're all getting stuck. And then the ground just gets frozen by Todoroki. And he's just... And keep in mind, Deku's out this piece. Like, he's out of there. And Todoroki's, like, hot on his trail. So Deku's just piecing. He's out. He's running. And then he runs up to the 0-pointers and the small robots from, obviously, the entrance exam. And he thinks, oh, no problem at all, like, at the power I'm at right now. And I would say at this point, he could probably get up to, like, 30%, 40% of full cowling. I mean, like, you can think that's OP, but, like, he got a good jump start on full cowling. And he has a fast learning quirk. Like, that wouldn't surprise me, you know? And I think he just flies through it and just busts through the robot and kicks its shins out so it can drop back down to, like, basically slow down all the other contestants. Because you gotta realize, he's been doing martial arts all his life. He knows how to throw. He's gonna know how to throw these robots certain ways to what he wants to use, you know what I mean? So he just keeps on running, and obviously the rest of the obstacles not gonna be too hard. I mean, the bomb pit's gonna be the hardest part, but we'll get to that right now. So, you know, like the one with the ropes, like the big cliff, like, he just zooms over that, just jumps over it. Not a big deal. But with Todoroki and Bakugo just trailing him, and all you hear is Bakugo in the background. Damn it, nerd! You stupid nerd! You know, he's just freaking eternally mad at Deku. And he's just chasing down Deku, and Deku just hears him in the background. He's like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. So he's basically, and then sees the minefield and thinks to himself, how can I just pass this in one foul swoop? And he goes, I think I know how I'm gonna do this. And he begins to activate full cowling to as much as he can, which is at this point 40%. He activates full cowling, and he pulls out Black Whip, and he jumps as high as he can, and slams the whips down on basically on as much as, like, the bombs he possibly can, and it just launches him forward. And in this, he beats Bakugo and Todoroki by a decent margin, because he was already ahead of him. And when he slammed down, boosh, just sent him flying, and he was gone. And he was basically through the archways. And then all you hear is, Asuka Midoriya is in first place! So then, obviously, here comes Todoroki, here comes Bakugo, and then obviously everybody else falls in line. Just like in canon. Sorry about the yawn. But yeah, just like in canon. And then they're all waiting for everyone to finish, and they're kind of like, and Momo and Uraraka kind of come through and like Deku, that was crazy. Like, how'd you do that? And, like, what was that? That was the, and obviously Momo knows the court, or like seen it, but like didn't know Deku had like control over it like that. And he was like, yeah, like, it's something I've been working on, you know, for the past day or two, like, you know, our day off. And he basically explained, like, you know, but then kind of doesn't bat an eye back at it. And then here comes the scores, and the next part is the cavalry battle. And basically, Midnight explains that first place has 10 million points. And I know Deku's powerful, but Deku, him being Deku, he's like, oh my god. So he's basically freaking out at this point. He's like, oh, like, this is not good. Like, I'm gonna get targeted horribly. And he's like he's looking around for people to team up with, and he can't find anybody. Nobody wants to team up with him. Eventually, actually, Uraraka decides to team up with him. Actually, we'll just say the same team from canon. I'm not gonna add Momo. I feel like Momo and Todoroki, that team was, I feel like that makes sense, you know, in terms of the setup. So I'm gonna say the same team. So it was like, what, Tokiyami, it was Uraraka, and what's it, Mei Hatsume, right? So I would say we're just gonna rock with the same. I feel like that's a good team. And what they don't know is Deku actually has a little trick up his sleeve that he's been saving. He didn't want to show it during the race or the obstacle course. So basically, everything kind of goes sort of canon. I mean, Deku's a lot stronger in this though. You gotta realize, like, when Todoroki's team and Bakugo's team charge him, he's able to use like those like mini smashes with his fingers and just to flick him away, like with air pressure, just like smash, just over and over again, just to keep him at bay. And then like now we have 5 minutes left in the Cavalry battle, and everyone's like, oh my god, like we need points, bad, and everyone's all freaking out. And then Todoroki's team wants to take one last chance at Deku, and Ida tells him that he has something up his sleeve, and it's Ida's Recipro Burst. So they line up, and Ida's ready to use it, and he's like, Recipro Burst! And they dash at Deku, and right as they go to grab him, Deku parries his arm perfectly. Well, you know, I mean, we gotta realize, this kid has been doing martial arts all his life. You think one little tiny grab would work, but that was expected. And at the same time, Momo put a big, like, I don't know how to explain, like a boulder, but like a block that they could push off of right back after the Recipro Burst, and they slung back at Deku. And Deku, with his heightened instincts from obviously all his martial arts training, tells Uraraka to make them float. And she's basically telling him, like, are you crazy? And he basically just flies everybody up. And Uraraka's like, I didn't do that. And everyone's like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, because I did. And he was like, can you make them float so I don't have to carry you guys? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he floats them, and I mean, he has the float. He has the float Quirk, so he's basically flying. That's what we're getting at. And everyone's just staring at them like, what? What the heck just happened? But then they come to the conclusion like, oh, it's probably just Uraraka's Quirk. Like, oh, like, so they don't get too suspicious about it. But like, it looked weird. It didn't really look like how Uraraka's Quirk works. It looked kind of like suspicious in terms of the way he just like flew up, you know? So basically, Cavalry battle ends. Deku's team keeps the 10 million. They get first place. Perfect total. And then obviously same people, I would say, from canon make it. And let's just go right into it, you know? First we have Deku versus Shinso. I mean, and obviously what's his name? His name Ojiro? Is it Ojiro? Hold up, give me one second. Honestly, don't even know why I questioned myself. I freaking made a cut to check just in case. Whatever. Okay. But yeah, Ojiro. So basically tells Deku like, hey, listen, I don't know how to explain it, but basically, when this guy asked me a question, I just couldn't feel anything. My body just went completely numb, and everything was a clap. And then Deku cuts him off and goes, yeah, I know. And he goes, what do you mean you know? And he goes, I know how his Quirk works. And Ojiro's kind of like confused. He's like, what do you mean you know how his Quirk works? Like, I like don't. He's like, yeah. Like, you guys kind of look wide-eyed when like you guys were running around. And I assumed that he probably talked to you before, so I'm pretty sure it has something to do with his vocals. And also has to do with you responding. So I'm just not going to talk. And Ojiro's kind of like, did this kid just figure it out on his own? And like, you gotta realize, like, his Quirk, fast learning Quirk, might not seem like much, but when you have battle experience like MMA stuff and you are built to analyze fights and stuff like that, he was able to analyze pretty quick that Shinso's Quirk had to do with the responding of a conversation. So basically Deku told him like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, I'll be fine. So then the fight starts, and Shinso's just basically just talking like you're so lucky. Like, that freaking kid with the tail, like, what an idiot, wasting his chance to be recognized. And Deku's just sitting there, just like, and just humming in his head, like, you know, like humming whatever you want to think, you know, like probably like singing Piano Man, you know, Piano Man. Okay, I'll stop. But yeah, you know, just like chilling. And Shinso's basically just like chirping at him, like you gonna even talk to me? Like, you're useless. Like you're so lucky. You're just blessed with a quirk. Like, that's that good. Like, I've been looked at as a villain. And then Deku kind of looks up and just out of nowhere, Shinso's just out of the ring. Nobody even could tell what happened. Well, Deku basically just went full Cowling 50% and just kind of like moved him out of the ring really fast. And no one realized. And Deku was like, yeah, sorry about that, man. I kind of already figured out your quirk. And Shinso's like, what? He's like, yeah, I knew your quirk before the match started. Like, I actually figured it out during the Cavalry battle. It's a really good quirk, man. And basically Shinso's kind of like mad, and then Deku kind of sits at the edge and goes, look, that quirk is very practical to be a hero. I know you're in general studies, and I know honestly that quirk entrance exam, like all those tests, like they don't really resemble what like a very good quirk could be or could be used. But you definitely could become a hero. And Shinso kind of looks at him and like wow, like this kid's not that bad. And he kind of just walks away because like Shinso, like he's not like big on like the, oh my god, thank you, dude. No. Like Shinso just walks away. Like that cool little like, all right, like I appreciate it, man. And just walks away. So then, we obviously have the matches like Sero versus Todoroki, which like, come on, man, that's the same thing's gonna happen. Momo versus Ojiro. I'll be honest, as much as I want to be like, that fight will go differently, I don't see it going differently, because it's not like Deku and her have been like training. If they were, maybe we can get at that. And they have talked about like practical ways to use her quirk, but like even with that said, I feel like Ojiro's pressure in terms of like, I'm talking like martial arts right now, but in terms of like how much pressure you can put on somebody in a fight, like he's literally just moving forward, like I feel like she wouldn't be able to react. And that's kind of how she lost. Like it was kind of just repeated attacks, you know. Uraraka versus Bakugo, same as canon. Everything will basically go the same as canon. I think we'll just go straight to Deku versus Todoroki, bro, because this fight's gonna be different. Okay, for starters, while Deku was walking, like getting ready for his match, he passes Endeavor, and Endeavor basically looks at him and is like, look, you gotta get my Shoto to use his other side. This petty little childish game he's playing. And then Deku kind of cuts him off and goes, be quiet. You want me to make him use his right side? Oh wait, is it left side? It's left side, right? Yeah, left side, I think. Whatever, bro. The fire side, right? You want me to make him use his fire side? Well, sure, why not? And Endeavor's like, really? And he's like, yeah, but it's not for you. He's like, and then Deku kind of like looks at him and goes, I think you're honestly like an excuse for a hero. Like, you're not really a hero. And I feel like Deku, like at this point, would not care, because he knows that he's not really afraid of this guy. He's not gonna do anything, right? And he's like, I know what you've done, like thanks to my quirk, of course, but like I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for him. I'm getting that shadow off his back. And he basically just walks away. And I think that's where the fight's gonna commence right now. And man, it's gonna be a scrap. So right off rip, Deku is just overwhelming Todoroki. Like, having full cowling about 50%, he's literally just smashing the ice, like every piece of ice that's coming after him. Todoroki tries to do like get close and maybe my bad. Sorry about that, guys. Todoroki like would try to get close, you know what I mean, and like freeze him. Obviously that wouldn't work, and the longer the fight goes, like the slower Todoroki's getting, and Deku kind of stands there and goes, "You're slowing down, Todoroki." Todoroki's like, "Shut up!" And he's like, "Why aren't you using your other side, Todoroki? Seriously." And he's like, "You don't know anything about it. You wouldn't understand." And Todoroki kind of remembers from his past, like sitting on the couch watching TV with his mom, just seeing All Might save people, and he's like, "I want to be just like that." And thinking like he doesn't want to be like his father. He wants to actually save people. He wants to be great. He wants to make people feel safe. And then he flashes back into the fight, and Deku goes, "Thought I lost you there for a second, but I think you should use that other side of yours." Everybody in the class is going all out. Me, Uraraka, Bakugo, Momo, Ojiro, everybody's going all out. Someone from the general studies made it to the final round, like the final battles, one-on-one battles, and you want to sit here and tell me that you don't want to use your other side, your other half, because of him. It's not his quirk. It's in your body. It is your quirk, Todoroki. Yours. And now if you choose to use it or not, I guess I can't really affect you on that one. But it's yours. Take it. And then this huge flame just bursts out of Todoroki. And he kind of looks at Deku and goes, "You're telling me I'm not taking this seriously? You just helped your opponent to full strength." And Deku just, with that patent smile, just smiles and just goes, "Perfect." And then Midnight and Cementos are like, "We were gonna have to stop this." And they put, like just like in canon, put the walls up and stuff, and Deku comes in with a Detroit, and then these black whips come out of his hands. Backlash! Smash! And he just smashes it on the ground, creating this huge shockwave. And you can't see anything. It's just this huge dust cloud. But when the dust cloud clears, all you hear is President Mike go, "Todoroki is out of bounds! Asuka Midori is the winner!" And Midori is just floating above not above the arena, but above the, like, you know, the fighting area. Just like slightly above it. Like probably like 5-10 feet, you know? And he's just floating above it and then comes down. Goes over to Todoroki, picks him up, throws him on his shoulder, and starts bringing him over to Recovery Girl. And then after that, obviously, everything else goes to canon. And, like, in terms of, like, Bakugo's fight and stuff like that. And then we got Bakugo versus Midoriya. But I think that's where I'm going to end it off. Sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger like that. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. It would mean the world. And comment any recommendations you may have in the future, or after this what if, or during this what if, whatever you want to do. Leave those recommendations in the comments, and I appreciate you listening. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.